Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Weapon Strip, and as always, I'm your host from the East Coast, Tazzy, Cookie, Major Lookie, and give me those dog tags. This week's episode of Weapon Strip is going to be featuring the G3A3, courtesy of the Beast 898, for getting 8 thumbs up on last week's episode. That's how easy it is, folks. If you want to partake in this series, just leave a comment below after this video stating which weapon you would like me to try out. So hopefully by now you guys know the drill. Let's get the stats out of the way with first. The magazine capacity is 20 plus 1 round in the chamber. The fire rate is 550 rounds per minute. Fire type is full auto to semi-auto. The reload time is 2.10 seconds if it's somewhat dry and 3.40 seconds if the magazine is completely empty. The damage is 34% at mid-range and dropping down to 22% at long range. Now, after looking at the stats, the only thing that's kind of concerning to me is the actual rounds per minute. It's only 550 rounds per minute, which is kind of slow in my opinion, but it really makes up for it. What really makes up for it is the bullet damage. Shooting at 34% at mid-range, you can drop your enemy within 2 or 3 bullets if you're shooting from shoulder up, and it really does feel like you're kind of using a shotgun in some circumstances. So keep that in mind. You might want to start to get familiar with using the semi-auto function on the weapon to kind of reduce the kick from the weapon and dropping down the recoil a bit. Another great idea would be to maybe put on a flash suppressor because that will reduce the recoil to a degree, but nothing crazy. So get in the mind frame of trying to tap your trigger rather than holding it down on full auto, because the weapon, you'll see, it just jumps all over the place. But if you get that down pat, mastering the recoil behind the G3A3, and kind of using the double tap motion, which they actually do teach you in the military, to reduce the recoil of the weapon, you're going to be point on. If you have some type of accuracy with any type of weapon within Battlefield 3, you're going to find yourself dropping enemies very quickly. It's very, very suitable at long range as well. Don't be afraid to engage those long range targets, because I've told you in the past, I said, don't take the time to try to engage, snipers that are maybe 50 or 70 meters away. I find the G3A3 is very, very well at taking out long range targets. Thinking about the long range targets, a good thing to equip with the G3A3 is the heavy barrel. The reason why I say the heavy barrel is because if you do use it and you engage a target over about 65 meters away, it's going to take about 4 bullets. It only takes 4 bullets to kill that enemy, and that's pretty good actually in my opinion. So that allows you to be able to maintain defense if you're playing rush, or even engage those snipers that we were talking about a little bit earlier in the commentary. So after using this weapon for about a week and a half now, and looking at the stats and putting all my opinions and my thoughts together, I'm going to have to tell you guys how many cookies out of 5 this G3A3 got. I'm going to have to say it's 5 out of 5 cookies. Now, I know I've heard and seen a lot of other reviews and people's opinions behind the G3A3, but when it really comes down to it, I found myself switching kits a lot. Say if you have that map that you're not doing good on and you're just looking for a weapon that's going to help you out, get through the struggle, get through the grind, I always find myself going back to the G3A3. So that will conclude my review of the G3A3. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode of Weapon Strip. As always, I'm Tazzy Cookie, and I'm signing out.